Medric's Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomanrxsupplements.com.
Gold label quality Biomed RX CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Hi, this is Devin Lockett, the president of JobSite Route. As the son of a general contractor, I know how difficult it can be to get good food on the job site. And letting your construction workers leave the job site to buy lunch just takes valuable time away from them being on the site. I've developed an app and a program that will bring a steady stream of food trucks to your job sites every month for the low price of only $100 per month per site. That comes up to about $3 per day to have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job sites all day, every working day. You can also contact the food trucks ahead of time and pre-order your food from the menu on our app. This saves valuable time for your construction workers and for you. It also sends a variety of delicious food served on Southern California food trucks to your job sites all day. When you think about it, it only makes sense to join the JobSite Route Network.
Sorry about that.
The microphone wasn't on. So now you got to come back and say hi again. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
This is a special episode of the Kai Man, the Kai Man's channel.
Yeah.
And once again, we're going to be doing peak performance neurofeedback. Remember, neurofeedback is EEG biofeedback, and it has done wonders in making my son smart, and me, and his dad. We can train ourselves for the zone, which is called the flow state, when you're training in very high gamma synchrony. Now, today, and I've talked about that on other videos, so you can just refer to the other videos here on the KaiLockett's channel, and also on the Devin Lockett's channels, and also on Biomed RX TV. But today I want to discuss speech, okay? When you're fighting ADD or ADHD is one thing. When you're fighting autism, autism is kind of a strange cacophony of symptoms jumbled together and called autism. One of those is difficulty with speech. And you can see right now my son has no difficulty with speech. Okay? He doesn't have any aphasia. Right? Aphasia. That's the universal term for speech problems. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about exactly what it is that that we're helping Kai with. Okay, and then we're going to get into doing the session. Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second, and I think there may be. I guess we can use this 2-minute video. This isn't. Here's the one. Okay, so I'm going to open up both of these in another window, another tab, because these are both very important. I want you guys to see this before we do this training, right? So now,
Welcome to 2-Minute Neuroscience.
okay, so let me add there we go. Okay, and let me move this so that the video is right in the middle. Make it a little bit bigger so all you see is the video. I know I should have prepared this beforehand, people. Bear with me. All right, so now we're transitioning to here. Okay, and oops, I guess I have to move that window capture below my face. There you go. Makes it a little bit easier. Well, yeah, I guess that's the best we can do for right now. But it'll help you get get to the point. It'll help you understand the point here. All right. So this video kind of explains the difference between the Broca's area, which is important for the initiation of speech, and the Wernicke's area, or Wernicke's area, however you pronounce W, which has to do with finding the right words to say. And if you have trouble getting started speaking, that's Broca's aphasia. And if you have trouble finding the right words to say, that's called Wernicke's aphasia.
In this installment, I will discuss Wernicke's area.
Wernicke's, okay.
Although there is some debate over the exact location of Wernicke's area, it is typically considered to reside in the cortex of the left cerebral hemisphere, near the junction between the temporal and parietal lobes. Wernicke's area was named for the German physician Karl Wernicke, who reported that damage to this region results in a deficit, where patients are able to produce speech that resembles fluent language, but actually is meaningless. The disorder came to be known as Wernicke's aphasia, and patients who suffer from it do things like use made-up words or similar-sounding words substituted for one another to produce speech that makes little sense. Patients with Wernicke's aphasia also suffer from a deficiency in their ability to understand language. Wernicke proposed a model for language that involved both the region he discovered and another language center, Broca's area. Broca's area is thought to play a role in speech production, and Wernicke's model, which was later expanded on by neurologist Norman Geschwind and called the Wernicke-Geschwind model, suggested that Wernicke's area creates plans for meaningful speech, while Broca's area is responsible for taking those plans and determining the movements, like of the tongue and mouth, required to turn those plans into vocalizations. It's now thought, however, that this model is too simplistic. Studies indicate that language likely involves widespread networks and cannot be boiled down to a connection between two brain regions. Additionally, evidence now suggests that Wernicke's area may be involved in speech production rather than just comprehension, and some have claimed it may not be as important to language comprehension as once thought. Thus, researchers are still trying to figure out the precise contribution of Wernicke's area to language.
And that was a pretty quick video. Now let's go and give you guys
I have to stop and tell you guys about Lecturio.
Lecturio.
I do not care. Right? I do not care.
You're probably familiar with that stressful feeling when a word is on the tip of your tongue and you just can't seem to remember it. It can range from a simple stutter to a complete inability to convert your thought into a meaningful word or sentence. Unfortunately, certain brain injuries and diseases can make us feel this way most of the time. These disorders, related to the damage in speech comprehension and production, are universally called aphasias.
Aphasia.
In order to avoid an aphasic experience on your anatomy exam, today's tutorial is going to help you learn about the basic structures of the central nervous system that are in charge of understanding and delivering speech. In the second half of this video, we're going to talk about aphasia and its types,
Wernicke.
causes, clinical presentation, and treatment. So let's get down to business. First, we're going to take a look at the brain areas that are collectively known as Broca's area, which is named after the French physician Paul Broca. Broca's area consists of Brodmann areas 44 and 45. This area is found in the frontal lobe of the dominant cerebral hemisphere and is involved in speech production, language comprehension, and speech-related gestures. Next, we have Brodmann area 22, which is also known as the secondary auditory cortex. In the dominant hemisphere, this contains Wernicke's area, which is named after the German physician Karl Wernicke, and is involved in language comprehension. Now that we're familiar with the key brain areas, let's get clinical. As we previously mentioned, our focus today will be on aphasia, which is when a person has difficulty with their language or speech. Aphasia is usually caused by a stroke or brain injury and therefore usually has a sudden onset. We're going to talk about two types of aphasia today, Broca's aphasia and Wernicke's aphasia. Broca's aphasia is also known as expressive aphasia, and as the name suggests, individuals with this condition struggle with expressing themselves. It is caused by damage to Broca's area, which is made up of Brodmann areas 44 and 45. People with Broca's aphasia know what they want to say, but they struggle to find the words, which can result in slow and halting speech. However, their language comprehension is relatively preserved. Whereas Wernicke's aphasia, also known as receptive aphasia, involves difficulty understanding language. It is caused by damage to Wernicke's area, which is found in Brodmann area 22. These individuals can speak easily, but the words they use don't always make sense. They may also add non-existent words to their sentences and become confused when others don't understand them. Speech and language therapy is the main mode of treatment for people with aphasia. This aims to restore some of the individual's ability to communicate, as well as providing alternative methods of communication if required. For example, patients may find that they can communicate by singing instead of talking, as it uses a different area of our brain. That brings us to the end of this tutorial. But don't let your learning stop there. Visit kenhub.com where you can read interesting articles,
Very
test your knowledge with
interesting
challenging
indeed.
quizzes, explore our atlas with beautiful anatomical images, or watch more video tutorials like this one.
All right, now we're going to watch this one.
In terms of the speech areas of our brain, when we're speaking, the process starts in Wernicke's area, because it's Wernicke's area where we formulate the plan of what we're going to say. Once this occurs, a message is sent to our Broca's area, which executes the plan via activation of the vocal apparatus in our motor cortex. Now, when we're repeating a word we hear, the process starts in the auditory cortex in the temporal lobe, which processes the sound. We then move to the Wernicke's area, which, like I said before, creates a plan of what we're going to say, and then transmits a message to the Broca's area, which produces the speech via activation of the vocal apparatus in the motor cortex. Different process when we're speaking a written word. The process starts in the visual cortex, which processes the text in the occipital lobe. Then we move to the angular gyrus, which is a specialised area of the brain that processes text and creates an auditory code.
Brocas.
Moving through to the Wernicke's area, which plans or formulates the plan of what we're going to speak. And again, like we talked about before, message is sent to the Broca's area,
Wernicke's.
which produces the speech via the vocal apparatus in the motor cortex. So let's get a bit more specific. For 95% of the population, Broca's area is located in the left frontal lobe, just near the motor cortex, and its major function is speech production via activation of the motor neurons involved in the control of speech. A good way of developing a better understanding of the differences between Broca's area and Wernicke's area is to look at what happens when we develop aphasia in either area. And aphasia refers to a speech impairment caused by brain damage. So victims of Broca's or expressive aphasia, they know what they want to say, they just have great difficulty communicating it. So their speech tends to be very slow
conductivity.
and
We got a very
deliberate
good connection
because of the
here.
difficulty they have
Everything is in the
forming
green,
the words
right?
required to produce clear and fluent speech. Their sentences tend to lack prepositions and conjunctions and are quite simple in their grammatical structure. In terms of their ability to understand others, they can comprehend the speech of others, providing they are producing sentences with simple grammatical structure. They do have difficulty understanding others when they produce sentences of complex grammatical structure, whether that be in a written or oral sense. Now, Wernicke's area, on the other hand, for 95% of the location, is located just near the auditory cortex in the left temporal lobe. And very simple way of understanding its major function is we call it the language comprehension centre. Now, in terms of the sentences produced by someone who suffers from Wernicke's aphasia, they have no difficulty producing fluent speech.
Okay, now, not to be rude and cut that off, but I want you guys to actually see, we've had 3 different websites give us 3 different explanations of what the aphasias are and where the areas are, while I was able to install the electroencephalogram amplifier on my son. So now we're going to go back to the scene, and we're going to reintroduce Signet and Synchrony. Kai is already set up on Signet, and we are going to start Synchrony very shortly. So I want you to watch him in this therapy because we're training those specific areas of the brain. Okay, so we'll go here, we'll choose Flock, which is very nice. Okay, and then we'll go back to Signet and we'll start it. There we go. Signet is very resource intensive software, obviously, because you're processing split-second brain signals. You're processing brainwave activity in real time. So it's a computer killer. You have to have a pretty powerful computer to run this software. Right, son? Looking good. Okay, I'm going to turn the microphone off, and so that you don't have any disturbance to enjoying watching Kai doing his brain training. And we'll print it later.
Yeah.
Right?
It's probably not.
Yeah, we'll print it. We'll print it after it does. So look, I'm very proud of my son. He's doing very well.
Yeah.
His brain function is improving. He is an excellent student in school.
I sure am.
He's a straight A student, right?
Yep.
Or AB or whatever
Yeah.
the best you can do, man.
Yeah.
Whatever's the best you can do. And his ability to focus and concentrate, his ability to study for long times. And it also makes his mind quick and sharp as a gamer. Okay, he's very good. He's very good. He's my son. Of course he's very good, right? Of course he's very good. I love my son very much. And thank you guys for joining us. I really do appreciate it. That's just about it. I want everyone to stay kind, because kind is the only sexy. And stay blessed and stay healthy. I love you guys. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and peace.
Gold Label Quality Biomed RX CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Biomedric's Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.